What's an interesting Reddit rabbit hole that is great for getting lost in for hours? r/unresolved mysteries. The dude who wrote about being a park ranger and the creepy stuff he sees. Exaggerated fantasy maybe, but a great read. Try The Search and Rescue Officer. That was my first novelette. God, I loved it, and it's so popular on the internet that it has translations now. Honestly, I used to love going down the incels rabbit hole before it was banned. It was sort of like a car accident. Awful, but I couldn't look away. Every once in a blue moon I'd just get lost in all the recent top posts. Part of it was hate reading, but more so I think there was a lot of fascination. As a woman who also works in the adult industry, that perspective and mindset is so far removed from mine. It was interesting to see how drastically different two people can view and experience the same world. I think their view is gross, warped, and twisted. But it also makes me wonder, what could I have twisted that I don't even realize? That's r/mgtow now. They've all migrated there. r/askreddit. I don't know if I would call it a rabbit hole, but I spent a good hour at least reading the comments and the story about the guy who broke both of his arms. I hear his mom was really there for him during those difficult times. It must have been really hard for her. Go on r/askreddit and search paranormal. I legit spend hours a day reading the stories. Try r/hub posts. It's even better than searching. Basically it's a bunch of posts that collect similarly themes as Reddit threads. If you dig spooky/supernatural/scary stuff, check the stickied post, or even better just sort by top/all time. It's an absolute goldmine for that kind of stuff. Browse by random top posts all time. /r/Talus from tech support. /r/Talus from retail. Lose all your remaining faith in the human race by browsing their top posts. If you like to read, then r/novelette. I highly recommend. Has anyone heard of the left/right game? That kept me up all night reading it. This subreddit is so annoying. I think my toaster is a portal to another dimension, parts 4567/76435. /r/malicious compliance is such a gold mine. /r/catastrophic failure is my Friday night fix. At first you just check out one or two, but there's something that compels you to keep scrolling. Just the scale of some of the failures, not gory or violent, but just scenery coming down, makes it mesmerizing. The flight disaster recreations are pretty incredible and well done too. Not ours, but that Reddit post about that guy who lived a fake life for several years in a few minutes after getting hit in the head. Time to jump into some rabbit holes. Looks like my favorite cartoonist has dealt with choosing beggars. How would you draw me? For money? Am I the asshole for removing my birth control without consulting my husband first? Sounds bad, but going to preface this by saying I'm not tryna get pregnant without my husband's consent. I went to the doctor yesterday because I've been super emotional and my body has been out of whack, and my doctor was basically like, we gotta get this implant out of you. I had an explanation, the implant in your arm, and I decided to give my body a break from hormones and to use condoms, other methods for the time being, because I don't want to conceive. I call my husband and tell him, and he's like, oh okay, did you get on the pill? And I said no, I didn't want to be on hormones anymore, and he flipped out and said I need to be on birth control because it's the best way to not get pregnant, but like, there are things he can do to not get me pregnant, but now his whole family and him are convinced I'm like trying to get pregnant without his consent. Should I have called and discussed this with him, since it affects him too, as in he has to wear a condom? AITA, if I hadn't have taken it out yesterday, I would have to wait a month, because that was my next available appointment. So it wasn't that I didn't want to consult my husband, it was kind of a quick decision. AITA-2, I have a fucked up cervix, so I can't have an IUD, can't use tampons, lots of stuff. AITA-3, I believe now he is the asshole. It's not normal for a husband to react this way, and he kinda sucks anyway. Thank you for the support and the judgment. Even the dude who messages me, I was basically just a sex doll. Not the asshole, he should wear a damn condom and not be so selfish. Also lol at your husband telling his entire family about your sex life. He sounds selfish and entitled. Sorry. The fact that she told him immediately afterward makes her not the asshole. She didn't have unprotected sex with him without his knowledge. She made a decision about her own body and then told him, so he can make an informed decision about having sex with her with a condom. Or he can choose to have a vasectomy if he wants something safer. Am I the asshole for getting a waxer fired from her job for snickering at my junk? This morning I went to get waxed because I have a date with someone tonight. Not planning on having sex, but if it happens it happens, and I would wanna be prepared. I had to wait an entire hour because apparently only one waxer knows how to wax testicles and peen, and I was also kinda pisses that they charge different prices for men. Anyways. So I assumed the usual grabbing my legs under the knee pose for the waxer to do the needful, and she snickered. Yes, a snorting laugh with nasal flaring and mouth covering. I asked what she was laughing at, and she said, oh, just your unders, cause of the pattern, which was a pretty plain checkered pattern. So how could that be funny? I should probably also explain that I have been self-conscious about my size since as far as I can remember. Basically my circumcision was botched as a child, and as a result I have an abnormally curved penis with visible scarring, and to this day, pain during intercourse. So this is why I believe that she was laughing at my genitals. After the experience, and after I paid, I asked to speak to the manager, who turned out to be the owner, and explained what happened. I then watched the employee get fired on the spot, and saw her grab her belongings and run out of the salon muttering something about lawyer under her breath. Am I the asshole for complaining and getting her fired because I found her reaction hurtful and insulting? Edit. I'm not trying to argue about the cost of women's services. I was legitimately ignorant as to the pink tax. I barely have any friends as it is, as my family has cut me off for being gay, and I have never had a female BFF or even a female friend at all. Hell, my date is the first I have had with a guy in a very long time, because of my depression spiral. Please cut me some slack there. Not the asshole, it's not your fault the owner fired her right on the spot. For all you know, the owner could have been having issues with this lady's lack of professionalism for a while now, and the way she behaved during your service was the last straw for her. I'm sorry that happened to you. Completely unprofessional and tacky. I'd bet there were previous problems. Most business owners tend not to fire someone over the first offense. Not the asshole, in my opinion. Laughing was a trashy thing to do, regardless of the cause. Ditto this. One of the biggest things taught in these kinds of aesthetic schools is that no matter how disgusting HTE person's body/appearance is, unless it's a safety issue, you do your goddamn job in silence and make them feel safe/comfortable. I absolutely hate the way my vagina looks. Like how the hell y'all do. That job is amazing. I'm sure it looks normal, but JFC it sure is damn ugly. Have your cake and eat it. I hope this fits. It isn't a text exchange, so please delete if not. In our office it is standard practice to bring in cakes and treats on your birthday. I'm a serious chocoholic, so I brought in a chocolate tray cake, chocolate cupcakes, chocolate brownie bites, and chocolate cornflake cakes. What do I get in response? I don't like chocolate cakes. You should have brought some donuts and things instead. Fuck off. It's my birthday and I'm under no obligation to give you anything. If you don't want it, then don't eat it. All the more for me to take home this evening. Woman wants into a water park for free because she wasn't going to enjoy it. Okay, so this all happened about 1.5 years ago, but I just found this thread and am too excited about finally having something to call this lady a choosy beggar. Besides that bitch, also I'm sorry this is so long. It was really traumatic for me at the time. I was working at a zoo that summer, minimum wage because of course, and my manager had just transferred me to the water park for the start of the school holidays. Now this zoo is one of the top ranked zoos in the US, and one of the reasons is the small water park near the entrance. During the summer it gets boiling hot, so this was a huge attraction for literally anyone wanting to cool down. I can't remember how much it cost to go in. I think $3 for kids and $5 for adults. But you could come and go all day and I always thought it was pretty reasonably priced. The main rule was that kids under 14 had to have an adult and no one could come in for free, except babies. Sometimes people wanted to look at the park, in case they wanted to bring swimsuits next time, and I would escort them to the end of the walkway and tell them about the park. But sometimes if the line got too long I would let them walk down and join them after I helped the other customers. On this particular day I was working the cash register at the entrance, which was my favorite because I was out of the sun and genuinely enjoy chatting to the customers. Usually, this all changed when I saw 2 women and 3 kids walking up the path to me. Here is our conversation. Me: hello. Welcome to the water park. How many kids and adults do you have? CB: just 3 kids. Me: okay, just so you know, everyone who goes into the water park has to pay the entrance fee. So you two would also have to pay as well. CB: but we aren't going to get in the water, we are just going to sit in the shade. We aren't going in to have fun or anything. Me: I'm sorry, it's zoo policy, because there would be no way for us to know who paid or not. Kind of like a football game, you have to pay to go in the stadium, even if you don't watch the game. At this point a couple walks up behind them and asks to have a quick look at the park. I tell them to walk to the end of the wooden walkway and I will be down right after I help these women. CB: fine. My friend and I won't go in. The girls can go on their own. Pushes forward 3 girls who look around 6 to 10 years old. Me: I'm sorry ma'am, but we also have a policy that anyone under 14 has to have an adult with them. CB: leaning over my stand to yell at me: now you mean I can't just leave them here, but I also have to pay to get in? All you people want is money. Me: I apologize again ma'am, but it is zoo policy. CB: fine. Well, we want to walk down and look at the park. She was smirking as she said this, clearly intending to just go into the park the second she got down there. Me: great. I was going to walk down after helping you, so I could talk about the park with that other couple, so I'll just walk down with you. Asterisk: truly just trying to do my job, because if my manager saw a bunch of people standing on the walkway without me, he would have been really annoyed. CB: that is such bullshit. You let them walk down alone. This is discrimination. She was white, overweight, and trashy. She is the poster child for "average person" where I'm from. Me: oh no. Really, I was just trying to finish helping you, otherwise I would have walked down with them. CB: you are such a lying little bitch. I can't believe this. I'm filing a complaint. What is your name? Me: my name. Me shouting as they stormed away. It's spelled with 2 N's. Now, I had never had a complaint before, because I'm a pretty passive-aggressive person. Also I wasn't paid enough to argue with customers, but for some reason I had the time that day. She went to guest services and filed a complaint. Demanded a full refund, free tickets for next time, and free entry into the water park for the rest of the season. She also demanded that I get fired and said if she ever came back and saw me working there, that she would beat the shit out of that little bitch. I think they refunded her ticket, but that's it. I quit 2 weeks later because they wouldn't let me work cash register anymore. To be fair, they were actually afraid she would come back and beat me up, but I had no desire to stand in the hot sun all day long. Got a nannying job after that which paid more, and I got snacks, so it ended fine for me, I guess. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.